allows greater flexibility in the neurological connection. So then you've got an opportunity to respond, not react to situations. And as you practice, then the cells that you've been encouraging in the past, impatience, frustration, anxiety, whatever, gradually change. And we can see that here. This is just an example of the human cell, one of the cells. Of course, they're not quite that big, but you wouldn't see it if you were. And all of the stick pins represent an antenna. And the different coloured stick pins represent different frequencies. So the body needs, for example, this brown wooden one here in order to be grounded. It needs a clear one with spots on it to eliminate toxic waste from the cell. Otherwise the cell gets contaminated if this isn't working properly. And then, of course, it starts to get sick, starts to break down. It needs a little purple one to bring in certain nutrients into the cell, without which the cell is going to suffer and start to die and fall apart and whatever. So each one of these different coloured stick pins has a unique frequency which is related to a particular chemical which is going to create a particular feeling. I've only stuck one red one in for anger, a yellow one for happiness. Don't know what that one is. Blue one, funny sort of blue one for sadness, black one for depression, and a green one for envy. But I'm going to use the green one for anxiety because that's quite a common phenomena around today, and a lot of people are developing a very anxious body, not with awareness, not consciously, not deliberately. Several reasons. One that I tried to explain, but it requires a bit of a jump in understanding of what's going on. But we've spoken, at least I have many times, about the sea of consciousness that we live in, the soup, the cosmic soup, the field that Limerick Taggart calls it, the divine mind, whatever you want to call it. We live in a field of information, and the body's picking up information and interpreting information all of the time based upon its conditioned expectations, its likes, dislikes, whatever. So the body's just picking up information all of the time. It's just happening everywhere, all around us. When we identify with a particular piece of information, of course, then we add to that charge. So anxiety, as an example, because of my childhood, I was quite an anxious young person, and that carried through into adult years quite strongly, even though you just accept it because it's something you're familiar with, you've been doing it for a long time, identifying, associating, you don't sort of question what or why until it becomes chronic and you start to have all sorts of other health issues associated with anxiety.